Good morning. And as I promised you, I am gonna show you how you could use Google Scholar to do research to aid in doing your literature review and making you know putting citation into your work. And it's not too difficult, but if you don't know, you don't know. So I want to just show you a few things you can do with Google Scholar. Now, Google Scholar in itself is nothing more than a portal. It's just part of a Google search engine that allows any researcher or any scholar, of course, including students aspiring to be like full scholars, hopefully if you pass all your exams, to do some work easily, academic work easily. So I want you to stay tuned. I'm just going to go to Google Scholar, and then I'm going to give you a few pointers. At the back of your mind is how you do research, or the essence of doing research, which is to actually discover new knowledge. Why are you researching for something that already exists? It's not necessary. So we are looking at going to works that other people have done and to be creative, if you like, to be innovative, to come up with ideas that are, very, very original. So stay tuned, and I'll just see you on the page. You can switch onto the Google Scholar page in the jiffy. Bye. Okay, so here we are. We're gonna open from our web browser. Google Chrome is our agent. That's a technical name for it. Okay, let's type in scholar.google.com. Scholar.google.com. It brings you to this interface, and then you actually select Google Scholar. So from the results, you move on to the page. So here we are. What is this? This is the portal. This is the search box that allows us to actually search for articles, as you can see. And ignore this bit and look at it later on. But we have to put in some search words here based on the kind of research or the topic, the project that we are on, the research project that we are on. We need to use words to get a certain set of results. Okay, so let's say we're doing research and you want to just do a review. What's going on? Let's pick an example. Let's pick any topic of interest. Let's go for use of global positioning systems in transportation. Alright, so this is our topic revolves around transportation and the use of global positioning systems. So we want to see what people have been doing within this area. So we need to understand the topic. We need to have an idea what a topic is all about. So here we are. Let's see the result from this. Let's see if there's something interesting. Research means you need to spend time, so there's no need to rush it. Even though this video is gonna be as short as possible, you should know that you need to have time to look. We are searching for research. We are doing it again and again, so we keep searching. So that's the reason why we're doing what we're doing, researching. Okay, so now let's see. You have a few results. First one is a book. So the Google Scholar even describes the material. At least I think for books you have a description for that. Okay, so this one is a book called Positioning Systems in Intelligent Transportation Systems. Quite good. And I see Global Positioning System GPS here. So it's something like something I'm looking for, but can I really assess it? That's one thing that you should know when you are using Google Scholar. Can I read the material? If you can't read the material, then you cannot cite the material, because you can't. Which portion of the material you're going to refer to, which page, because you don't have access to the book. So it's important to make sure that you can access the material. So once you've been able to access the material, then you can now click this button over here and then cite it. So it's as simple as just clicking here and going for the appropriate referencing style. So in this case, APA, and then just do a copy, and you can just use this portion of the reference. For the in-text, you reformat it according to APA standard, and then you take the whole thing, reference here, and then you use it in your reference list or bibliography. Great. So now that's as simple as that. It makes our work easier. We just go into Word, open a new document, and then off we go. We just copy that, and then we stick it into our Word document, and then we're good to go. I could also create my indentations. APA requires that we indent it like that. We indent it like this. It goes in this small space here required. So this is my first reference. I can even number it and then give it number 1. And the next one that will come through will be number 2, etc. Okay, so the indentation is trying to run away from us now. That's quite strange. Let's see if there's a better way of doing this. Okay, so this is quite tricky. We get back to this one, figure it out. But for now, let's just go back to Scholar and see if the document is accessible. Can we read this material? Okay, so here we go. This material is available in ACM Digital Library, some sort of library. I don't know whether the books are for sale, but we'll get to know. The abstract is always available, but the full text may not be. In which case, for our research in global positioning systems and transportation systems, we cannot read any part of this book unless we sign up or we sign in. So we need to be looking at that. Okay. Alright, so let's skip the material and then move on to the other one. The other results. Let's skip this result here and then go for this one and see if this material is accessible. One way of also finding out if material is accessible is when you look on the right hand side here, you see PDF. Usually those materials are readable. You can just read them. When you see materials published by Elsevier, Taylor and Francis, most of the time they are not free for access. So let's just go for a material that we can easily access. And then also HTML documents are accessible, so we could be using these as references, unless we really want to definitely get something of this material. Okay, so let's look at this one and see how we could just copy stuff from it and use that full text reference. Okay, so this is the material. You can see everything that he wrote. Interesting. Okay, so let's go back to our Word document and let's assume these are our full text references. Okay, so this is references. And then we want to actually put this on one page, and then we want to create another page. Go to insert, page break. Then this page now is our full. This is like a literature review, something like that. Literature review. And then we want to just bring in a paragraph. So we bolding it, increase the font a bit, or we could format it properly. Later we'll talk about formatting and table of contents. Okay, could make a video on that one too, to help everyone. No need to be, sweating over generating table of content, but I see a lot of students struggling with this. So I'll do another video on that. You can like and subscribe to my channel for that when it's ready. Okay, so now let's go for this material. We want to actually reference it. So we want to look at it with interest. A survey of intelligent transportation systems. Okay, so what do you want to say? What has how has global positioning systems influenced transportation? So global positioning system, we all know what it is. Satellites that help us to position ourselves using receivers, satellite receivers, GPS receivers. Like our phones have location in them. Those things are global positioning systems. They are receivers inside your phone that communicate to satellites. Okay, so it's part of that system. Alright, so a survey of intelligent transportation systems. This is the material. We have the reference. You know who wrote it. Alright, these are the guys, but we've actually been able to extract, a summary of. Okay, let me see. Drain CR rhizomes. See if this reference. It doesn't even match it at all. What's happening here? Okay. So this reference is not the one this is the one that we want. That reference was for the first one that we ignored, for positioning systems in intelligent transportation systems. We are now looking at a survey of intelligent transportation systems. So we need to check. You see, if we are not double checked, we'll be picking the wrong reference. And mind you, the list of references you have here should have a link in the main document over here, which we are about to. Right. So now what we need is this one. Let's just add it to. So we highlight it, copy it, put it here in the references. Let's make it the first reference. We've ignored this one, drain and co. We couldn't find a book. Couldn't actually access the book, not find it. Great. So a survey of intelligent transportation systems. Okay. And it's a journal that was published in the International Conference on Computational Intelligence, Communication Systems and Networks, Institution of Electrical Engineering, blah blah blah. Okay, so now let's try and get something off the material that we just tried to access. So excuse me, I have a dry throat and I apologize for always trying to clear it. Anyway, it's fine. Let's carry on. It's a cold morning in Ghana. So here we are. This is the material. We need to have a feel of the material and what it's talking about. Obviously, I see images here describing how users are assessing, certain transmitters. I see cars are part of transport system. So that we're not really interested in cars communicating with certain transmitters that are not global positioning systems, because our topic is on global positioning systems in relation to transportation. So let's look for the word transportation. So I do a control find and I look for, we're looking for global positioning systems or GPS. Okay, so straight away I have the appearance of the word global, 2 appearances of it, which is good enough. So let's read that section. In this section, we describe many key underlying technologies for IT systems, such as global positioning system, dedicated short range. Okay, so that's good. Let's keep reading. Excuse me. Global positioning systems is using embedded GPS receivers in vehicles on board units to receive signals from several different satellites to the position. I think this paper is not, it's not really being checked for grammar, but it's okay. We'll correct it as we go. We don't just copy references. You need to edit them and make sure they sound good. All right. So let's carry on. This requires lines of sight to satellites. So it's explaining that what global positioning systems are. Let's assume that we just started writing up. So we want to talk about global positioning systems in our literature review. Say if our literature review is structured to have what global positioning systems. Okay, so your literature review also has to be well structured. You need to talk about transport systems, transportation systems. Okay, and then you need to also describe global positioning systems. So now we have something on global positioning systems. So we want to just copy that, and then we're going to put it into this one as a paragraph. And then we need to now say link this paragraph to this actual material, this actual reference, the full reference. You need to say that this is, if you want to really find who said this, when they said it, where they said it, come down to this page, which is the references, and then you will know, you get all that information. So the question now is, how do we make a link or provide a key? To do that, we copy just this bit, and then we actually are going to reformat it. Let's paste it right beside the reference, and then we are going to format this to the appropriate standard. So if you're not sure about it, we simply have to go and look for Intext reference. Google that, Intext reference APA style. So even this APA has different versions, but for now, for the purposes of this tutorial, we are simply going to go for APA. So let's say Intext Citation, and how should it look like? Okay, so we're gonna it's just gonna open right now, and we're gonna look at the format for this using Intext Citation. Include an Intext citation when you refer to summarize, paraphrase, or quote from another source. So this, I've been reiterating that yes, when you say something that you didn't say, it's not coming from you. Even if you said it in another document, you have to reference that. So I went for I wrote something and I made a reference to my own work, and I thought, okay, I said it, so I can say it again, and that was wrong, or that is wrong. Okay, so APA Intext Citation style uses the author's last name and the year of publication. So very simple. We don't need to confuse ourselves. The author's last name and the year. So it's just a single author. You can have his last name and then comma and that in the brackets like that. It's easy. All right. So now we have more than one person. How do you go about that? A few researchers in the linguistics field have developed training programs designed to improve native speakers. So as an example, let's look at this one. A few researchers in the linguistics field have developed training programs designed to improve native speakers' ability to understand a sentence speech. So someone said it's who and who said that. It is Derwing, Rosista, Muro. So if you're actually calling them by name, if you met these people, you're calling them Mr. Derwing, Mr. Rosita, Mr. Monroe, because these are their last names per the standard that we have here. APA Intext Citation style uses the authors. The person who wrote the material, the book, whatever it is called the author. And then I think we all know that already. So I'm not going to bore you there. So these are the authors. So you want our reference, our in-text reference, to look like that. So where are the surnames? I think we can remove the initials. The surname, someone's surname is AN. That's interesting. It's not a typographical error. I think. I don't know. I don't even want to make a guess whether this person is a Chinese, but yeah, they have very simple names, no complications. So we are moving the initials, and then we are putting the brackets before the last names begin, and then we leave the ampersand symbol as we've done over here, and then there should be a comma after the last name. Then the year comes, and then let's forget about the July bits, and then end of story. We're done. This, in terms of formats, this is looking like that, and then we are done. So now when I look for Lee in my document, this is how I check my students' work if they've been doing the proper referencing. I just pick one in-text reference, Control C, Control F to find that person, and I should see two places where Lee appears. One in the full test reference or reference list, two in the main tests. If the person was referred to twice, of course, then I should have more results from that search. So easy way of just checking on my students and whether they're doing the right reference work. So I hope you've learned something from this video, and subscribe, like the video, and then I'll follow up with more comment. You can also comment, so I can also give you more interesting views of how to do references and some research work. Okay, so thanks so much. Bye bye.